to my channel. It's been a hot minute since I filmed a tutorial for you guys, but I'm back. I've been moving, so now that I'm all settled in, I'm ready to get this YouTube game started again. So today's look is pretty bronzy, a lot of golds, and a pop of green. So if you want to get this look, then just keep on watching. So to start off, I'm taking my Laura Mercier foundation primer, and this is in Radiance. And just taking my damp beauty blender, I'm picking up this product onto the back of my hand, and I'm just patting that into my skin. Now I'm taking my Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, and my shade is in Nude. And I'm just putting some product onto the back of my hand and patting that into the skin with the beauty blender. Now moving on to concealer, I've still been loving this one lately. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Concealer, and I am in shade R22. There's R and Y in the different shades of the concealers, and I think it's because I pull more red, hence the R, and then the Y colors is if you pull more yellow. So I found that helpful to know when I was trying to pick out my shade. So if you pull more pink or red, you're gonna wanna do the R's, and then if you pull more yellow, the Y's. Just a little tip if you're trying to find your right color. So trying to squeeze out a small amount on this applicator. I'm running out of this concealer. Okay, so I'm gonna squirt a little bit out, and I'm just gonna dot along my under eyes, a little bit on my chin, under my nose, and then on my forehead as well. And taking the beauty blender, I'm just going to pat that all in. And with this concealer, really a little bit goes a long way. I usually go a little heavy. It's not intentional, it just happens. So I've been super into reverse contouring lately. That's how I've been doing my foundation lately. So what I'm going to be using is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. And like normal, I'm just going to set my under eye concealer by packing that product under my eye with the Beauty Blender. And then I'm also bringing it pretty high up on my nose area. Keeping it away from the bridge, but bringing it up all along the side. And I get pretty oily around this nostril region right here, so I like to pack a lot of powder around there as well, just so that it really sets it throughout the day so I don't get as oily right there. So yeah, I packed a lot of powder under my eyes. So this step right here is making it more like a reverse contour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm patting that beauty blender into that translucent setting powder, and I'm just carving out right below where I want my contour to go. Now I'm taking my Too Faced Little Black Book of bronzers, and I'm going in with my MAC 168 Angled Contour Brush, and I'm going in with shade Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. And I'm just following that along that guide that I made with the translucent setting powder. And I'm just using little circular motions with this brush. And I'm also just following along that bronzer along my hairline. And then I'm also dragging that product down along my jawline. And going in with the Sigma Blending E36 brush, I use this for nose contouring. I'm not sure if you can really see it. It's just a fluffy little blending brush. So I feel like it gets around the nose really nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this to contour. And I'm just going to tap this into the Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It's the lightest bronzer, so I feel like it's not gonna give you a really crazy heavy nose contour. So I'm just gonna pick some of that product up on this brush, and I'm just going to follow it along right above where we put that translucent setting powder. So really just keeping it at the top of the nose, but not getting into the center here. So still keeping it along the sides. And then I like to bring it up here into the brow bone region. All right, and once we've applied all of our bronzer, I'm just gonna take the Morphe E48 brush and I'm just going to wipe away this translucent setting powder. And I'm just using circular motions to buff that away. And with that leftover powder on the brush, I kind of just drag that up to my forehead, kind of just set everywhere else, just make sure that my whole face is set with that powder. And just to blend out that contour a little bit more, make sure everything's blended, I'm taking the MAC 135 brush and I'm just doing little circular motion strokes just with leftover product on the brush. I didn't really dip this into the bronzer palette anymore. I'm just kind of doing circular motions, making sure that there's no harsh edges. And now taking the Tarte Cosmetics blush in shade Exposed, I'm just picking that up on a Bobbi Brown, and I'm just picking that up on a Bobbi Brown blush brush, and I'm just patting that product using circular motions onto the apples of my cheeks. This has been my go-to blush lately. I feel like I haven't been using any other blushes because it's just so subtle, but it just adds so much life to the cheeks. I feel like it's not too bright, it's not too pale, it's just perfect. It's like a perfect little neutral blush. So now I'm going to jump up to the eyes and I'm going to be taking this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and this is the Eden eyeshadow primer. It's just more of the white primer compared to the original, which is more of it just like a sheen. And with the little applicator that it comes with, I'm just gonna do a couple dabs onto each eyelid. And using a synthetic brush, I'm just going to buff that all over the lid up to the brow bone. Sometimes even using your finger is a little bit better, just depending on if you have super long nails on or not. Luckily right now I don't, so I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm just gonna buff that all over. All right, and this is my favorite white bone colored eyeshadow. This is just the Jane Iredale eyeshadow in white. It's matte, and you just look at it, it looks like a normal white eyeshadow, but I swear it's just the best white eyeshadow. I just love it. I think it's perfect. My house is so loud today. You guys are probably hearing the craziest noises, but so sorry. I really wanted to film, so you just have to forgive me. So I'm taking my Sigma Medium Sweeper E54 brush, and I'm picking up that white eyeshadow, and I'm just dragging that below my brow, right on that brow bone. And I'm also dragging that down to the upper crease. I don't know if you guys could hear that vacuum. How much can someone vacuum in one day? I have no idea. Obviously a lot. Alright, once we got that mega intense brow highlight, I'm just going to go ahead into the Anastacio Shadow Couture palette. Still my lifer palette right here. I always use this. I'm going in and I'm going to be using Soft Peach, which is this peachy, really nice transition shade. It's kind of like a skin tone color, but for me, it's a little bit darker, so it works really good as a transition shade. And I'm picking up on that MAC 224 blending brush, and I'm just focusing that into the upper crease, and I'm just doing circular motions. I'm going to be taking Morocco, which is this warm brick colored eyeshadow, and I'm going to be sticking that into the lower crease and just working that back and forth, circular motions. I'm just getting this all over the lid right now, but that's okay. That's okay. And I'm not really picking up the brush too much. I'm just really working it back and forth, doing circular, small, fast motions until I get my desired color, because I'm just layering it and layering it and layering it just to make it more of that dark, orangey, warm brick shade. If you didn't want it to be as intense, you can also just do a few sweeps. You don't have to go layer after layer after layer, but I really like it to be warm and just like dark-ish. I don't know. I just really love Morocco, so I can put it on my lids all day long. Now I'm going into the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca Remix palette, and I'm going to be picking up Vinyl and Legend, and I'm going to kind of mix these two together to kind of create more of like, not necessarily like a limey green, but like a soft yellowy green. So I'm going to really pick up a lot of this color and just do a little tap in the lime green color. And I'm applying this on my lid with the Sigma Cream Color E58 brush. And I'm just rounding that out all over my lid. And for the inner corner highlight, I'm going to be taking Legend and Skull, just so that I can make kind of like a shimmery light yellow inner corner highlight to really complement that greenish lid. Now taking this pencil brush from Crown Brush, I'm going to be taking Morocco and just adding that onto the lower lash line. Kind of also flicking the product up a little bit so I can start creating a more like winged shaped shadow. And now taking the ColourPop Cream Gel, this is in Sweet Tooth, and I'm just going to do a small wing. I'm taking a Morphe M160 brush, and I'm just patting that into this cream gel. I'm actually grabbing a lot of product because I've noticed with these cream gels, they're a little chunky. So you have to like grab it, tap it off on the sides to smooth it out, grab it, tap it off. So it kind of, you have to like work in it a little bit before you can actually get a nice amount of product out. Maybe that's just my opinion. I don't know, maybe mine's a little dry. But I've noticed that I do have to wiggle it around in there a little bit before I can actually apply the liner. And I'm just doing a small little wing. Now I'm going to take the Buxom mascara and I'm going to do a coat on my top and lower lashes. And for lashes, I'm going to take these velour lashes, and they are in Fluff and Edgy. I've been wearing these a lot lately. I've noticed that you can actually get a lot of wears out of the velour lashes. I want to say that I've worn these ones a good 15 to 20 times. I believe this is their, I want to say, oh, this is actually their silk collection, which is even more surprising because I think the mink ones are supposed to last longer, but I haven't had a problem with these ones. So I'm going to be starting with this cream highlight stick from Tristique, and the name is, I'm going to totally get this wrong. Maldives Luminescent. Maldives Luminescent. I don't know. Anyways, it's from Tristique. I've used this before. It's a great highlight. I'm actually gonna set it with a powder highlight on top to make it more intense. But what I'm gonna do is just like you would use a What's Up from Benefit or any kind of cream highlight, I'm gonna take my middle finger and I'm just going to apply that. And I'm just gonna really get a lot of product on my middle finger here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to apply that to the high points of my cheek. As you can tell, this highlight is amazing. It's a really intense, champagne-y colored highlight. And I've been in love with it lately. And then I am just taking my pointer finger and just blending out the edges. I'm also bringing that highlight up around my temples too. Ooh. I'm also going to apply a little bit to the tip of the nose, along the bridge as well, and on the cupid's bow. Alright, so once we've applied the cream highlight, I'm going to take the Balm Cosmetics Mary Luminizer, and I'm going to use my Deluxe Soft Fan Brush from Crown Brush, and I'm just going to set that highlight. Alright, and for lips, I'm just gonna go with a gloss today. I'm gonna be taking the Anastacio Beverly Hills Lip Gloss in Gilded, which is just a really pretty gold gloss. Alright, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed how this makeup look turned out. I really did. I'm gonna try to be better at filming consistently now that I'm all moved in. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So if you did, don't forget to give it, don't forget to I have a hair on my face. I hate that.
Oh, you have your clothes downstairs?
Okay,
I'm gonna fold them because I fold them wrong.
Fold them wrong? There's no way to fold clothes wrong.
You do your folding.
Okay, I'll come get it in a little bit.
Okay.
That was my grandma. I think she just didn't want to fold them. But that's okay. I got it. And I'm just going to do a small wing on my upper like is the same thing. And don't forget to describe. Don't forget to describe. Now I'm taking my Too Faced. Charlotte, no!